John Carpenter's The Thing is the cinematic equivalent of trust issues. For over 4 decades, fans have been obsessed with its frozen, fiery, and fantastically ambiguous ending. Was Childs the thing? Was MacReady? Were both just really bad at communicating? It's been a mystery that's lingered longer than the thing itself, but today, we might just be able to let one of the biggest theories go up in flames. But before we break the ice, literally and figuratively, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, drop a like, share your wildest theory in the comments, and if you're feeling generous, become a channel member for exclusive content. It helps us out a lot, and I promise not to assimilate you. Probably. Anyway. So, quick refresher for anyone who's just stumbled in from the cold. The Thing is based on John W. Campbell Jr.'s novella Who Goes There, and it drops us into an Antarctic research station where a parasitic alien has crash-landed with one mission: become everyone. The Thing can perfectly imitate any living being, and that throws the station's crew into total chaos, paranoia, and several gooey deaths. By the final act, after flamethrowers, blood tests, and more trust issues than a high school reunion, only 2 men are left: RJ MacReady, Kurt Russell with peak beard energy, and Childs, Keith David, suspicious as ever. The base is in ruins, there's no escape, and they sit in the snow sharing a bottle of scotch waiting for death, or worse. And that's it. No twist, no reveal, just the kind of ending that makes you want to re-watch the entire film with a notepad and a flashlight. Naturally, the theories started immediately. One of the most popular is the eye gleam theory, which claims you can tell who's human by whether there's a twinkle in their eye. Sounds poetic, right? This came from the film cinematographer Dean Cundey, who said they used eye light to subtly distinguish humans in the infamous blood test scene. The problem, he also admitted they didn't carry that trick into the final scene, and Carpenter later threw some cold water on it by saying, and I quote, "Cundey has no clue." Then there's the Scotch bottle is gasoline theory. This one suggests MacReady handed Childs a Molotov cocktail to test him. If Childs drank it without reacting, boom. He's the thing. Except, MacReady doesn't actually react either, and this whole idea assumes he's been holding on to a mystery gas bottle like a Scooby-Doo villain. Fun theory, sure. Proof, not so much. But wait, plot twist. The mystery actually was resolved. Kind of. In the 2002 video game sequel to The Thing, you play as a Special Forces captain named Blake sent to investigate what happened at Outpost 31. You find a recording from MacReady, some very dead crew members including Childs who apparently died from hypothermia, and eventually a pilot who helps you escape. Surprise, that pilot is MacReady. Alive, badass, and definitely not The Thing. Oh, and John Carpenter gave the game his seal of approval, which makes it canon. So technically, we got our answer. Childs was human and MacReady survived, but because the game flew under most people's radar like a Norwegian helicopter, the fan theories kept coming. Carpenter himself has leaned into the ambiguity, saying he does know the answer, but he's not telling. Thanks for that, John. Really appreciate the emotional frostbite. And of course, the cast has had their say. Kurt Russell admitted the ending was designed to reset everything back to zero to keep audiences guessing long after the credits rolled. I mean, 40 years is a long time to keep the Guess Who game going. Meanwhile, Keith David recently joked at Carpenter's Walk of Fame ceremony, "It wasn't me." Whether he was being cheeky or genuinely clarifying after 40 years of suspicion, it's become part of the film's legacy. The mystery that never melts. The brilliance of The Thing's ending is that it's less about who the alien is and more about how quickly trust breaks down under pressure. That's why even after getting a canonical answer, the ambiguity still works. It's not just about the monster in the snow, it's about the one in your head whispering, "What if you're wrong?" So, can we put the Childs vs. MacReady mystery to bed? Technically, yes. Emotionally, never. Theories will keep creeping back like a half-burned thing in the snow, and honestly, that's part of the fun. But for those who need closure, the game delivers it, and for the rest of us, just pour a glass of scotch, stare into the fire, and enjoy the unease. And remember, next time you're stuck at a remote base with a dozen co-workers and something's off, trust no one, especially the guy who brings the whiskey.